Alright, y'all. Got a little bit of a different video for you today. We are going to try our hand at a little motor tinkering. So, walk over here. This is the motor I have on the John boat. 68 Evinrude fast twin, 18 horse. Works really well. I like messing with that motor at least. I don't know much about motors, but I know that one pretty well. So I thought, oh, I'll see if I can find one similar. And we did. Another Evinrude fast twin, 18 horse, except this one is a 67. And it has electric start. So that's different. Got it last night. Tried the electric start. It doesn't work. The solenoid is popping, but the starter isn't actually turning. So I gotta investigate that. The guy told me it needed carb work. We hooked up gas to it. Gas line down here was leaking. So we're gonna have to replace the gas lines, get into the carb, but I don't know where I put it. Oh, there. The guy did give me a carb kit that he already had. So we have the kit to replace the carb, or to rebuild the carb. So we'll do that. I started pulling on it, popped out the spring on the manual starter, so gonna have to fix that, which I actually already had to do on that one. And then it fired when before this starter messed up. It fired, so it's got spark. But I do have a compression tester and a spark tester just to make sure those are doing good. But probably today I'll just start with taking this off, putting mine on for a little bit just to test the compression actually and see what we're working with. And then I'll probably pull the carb and get started on it. I've got to get the gas line, so I can't start on that yet. And then I got to figure out what's wrong with this, so yeah. Alright, so to take this starter off, there's just 3 bolts around the side. That was interesting. As soon as I took tension off it, it finally pulled itself back in. Yeah, same thing that broke on the other one. It's just this little plastic piece that just comes apart. But easy fix. It's like $4 on Amazon, so that'll be easy to fix. But what I'm gonna do is take mine and throw it on here just so we can test compression and spark. Yeah, just shreds. pretty dark. Definitely gonna be replacing those. Alright, let's test the compression. Sitting right at 70 on the top cylinder. That was funny, it started up on that first crank with just one cylinder. So I don't know. Huh. That's weird. This one looks the same, it's real dark. So we're right under 70 on this one, and it was 70 on the other one. So they're close to each other, but not great. But we know it'll run. I mean, it fired on the first turn. It'll fire at least. So I took the positive off that goes into the top of the solenoid. I'm gonna hook it up to the battery and then touch it directly to the positive that goes to the actual starter and see if the starter works. We will see. Yes! It's the solenoid, not the starter. Because this starter, with this weird bracket, you can't find them. Or at least I couldn't. I looked last night. It was like, I found one on eBay, and it was like $400, which is double what I paid for the motor. So can't do that. So I was either gonna have to scrap the starter and just say it's just a regular pull start, or it's the solenoid. I'm actually gonna try it one more time, just using the button. Maybe something was acting up with it last night or something. Maybe I was doing something wrong and didn't have the ground all the way hooked up. I don't know. I'm just gonna give it one more shot the regular way. See if it works. Nope. Solenoid. Gotta replace it. Alright, this is how far we made it tonight. A bunch of carb parts, but I had to take the starter off for a minute so I could get to the carb. Got the carb off finally. Trying to figure out how to get all the linkages disconnected and everything took forever. Dropped some stuff down there. I'm gonna have to get a magnet to get that stuff out. But, yep, got the carb off. And now I can actually get down to this button to take it off because it's kind of rotted away. So I want to get a replacement button for it. And I'm going to order a solenoid. I had some fuel line that I'm gonna replace, because the one that had the hole in it was the one from the fuel pump to the carburetor, and so I got that. I'm gonna replace it. So I think it's just solenoid, get the carb done, get that button, this just all messed up, then put it back together and see if it runs. But yeah, where we're at tonight. Here's the carb. It's our replacement kit. Got all seals and the float and everything. So yep, that's all she wrote for tonight. We'll get back after it probably tomorrow night. Sludge.
And pressing in this pivot shaft here, sliding it out, remove the float, and inside here is a
Alright, now I've gotten it all taken apart. I'm gonna drop it in the cleaner for an hour. Maybe put this one on top of it and see if that'll work. See you in an hour. That looks a whole lot better. Alright, got my kit. What I've heard is 1.5 turns. Somebody's already got it marked, so I think this might have been rebuilt in the past, maybe. But it's already marked, so I can tell where I'm at on here. still a little gunk on the top. I'll spray the carb cleaner on it. Try to clear the rest of that off. Alright. Should be good. Awesome. That will work, I think. If not, we got major trouble, but that should do it, I think. But it's late tonight. I'm not putting it back on there tonight, but tomorrow we will get back at it and throw it on and see what we can do. It's been a week. I've been out of time working, but got the new solenoid to replace that one. Got a new, if I can find it, kill switch. It's going to replace the on-off switch. It'll actually be a kill switch, which will be nice. You saw me get the carburetor rebuilt. Got some fuel line. And then I also got the little starter pawn that will go on the pull starter. So I'm going to try to get all that in tonight and hopefully see it run, but who knows how far we'll get. Before I throw anything back in, I'm just kind of cleaning all this out. I got to start with paper towel, and I got a rag. I'll try to get it looking better in here because it's really nasty. Kill switch is on. Carburetor's back in. Kind of a pain getting it back in, but it's in. Starter's back on. Had to take it off to get the carburetor off. And then the new starter solenoid is in. But yeah, we should theoretically, once I get the pull string back on, we should be able to start it like that. But right now it should, if I brought a battery out, just fire right up if we put some gas to it, but we'll see. Put new spark plugs in, hook the hose up. Let's see if she'll run. Now I just gotta get my buddy over here. He's gonna detail it, do a new paint job on the cowl, and then I also got some new decals for it. What I found when I took it out on the water was that the prop is spun. So I've got to get it rehubbed. The prop up is spun. So I got to get it rehubbed, but there's a guy 20 minutes away that's gonna do it for me real quick. And then I gotta wipe it off, clean it up. The cowling is done, which I'll show you all that in a little bit. It's pretty sweet looking. And then we'll throw that on, list it, and see if we can sell her. The prop doctor. So So I got the prop back on, and I was sitting here making final carburetor adjustments to make it idle right, and it stopped pumping water. So I took it off, was gonna see if it was coming up, because this is where the thermostat goes, so I was gonna see if it was the thermostat or if it was not pumping at all. And I ended up just taking the thermostat out because it'll fail at some point, so I'm just not gonna have it in there. And there was not water coming up here. So I'm taking the lower unit apart. I'm gonna see how the impeller looks. So I got it off. I had an extra one, impeller. This is how this one looks. Real stuck in its ways, you could say. All right, y'all, that's the finished product. Ended up taking a long time, not because the motor was being trouble, just because I didn't get on it. I was working on my house, but got her running good. Got the carb adjustment right now, running like a top. The prop hub fixed, everything that I needed to get done, got it done. But I think it turned out pretty good. Shout out to P-Dub Customs for the